Hello everyone, and welcome to my exercise demonstration video. Today I'll be showing you 3 exercises that I tend to do from time to time in my training sessions. One will be the sprawl, and I'm going to show you how you can use that to progress over to a burpee, and then from the burpee to more advanced versions of the burpee. And then I'll show you the leg switch through, and in that you have the different variations of that. The leg switch up I would think would be more intermediate. The leg switch through would be more beginner, and the leg switch forward is probably going to be a little bit more on the advanced side, depending on your level and everything. So, and then the last one will be the cannonball curl. I think that's a great way to train for more advanced versions of the teaser and the tabletop. But the cannonball curl is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the first one, and that's the sprawl. With the sprawl, all you would do is go down like this, and then from here you just allow you kind of like go through and load up the muscles so you can spring up and bounce back. And when you do that, you want your glutes to engage immediately, you want the lats to engage, your core to engage, you want everything to be solid, so that way you can maintain position here in the push-up plank. And then from there you just allow your feet to bring you momentum, so you can sink down into the feet, come back up, and from here you will be in what a lot of people would call a deadlift position, or if you don't have your hands to the ground, a deep squat. So I'll show you how that would look from the side angle here. So I'm gonna go back, and then starting here, first thing we do is bend the hips, allow those to break. We'll go down, and then as you can see already, we're in a stiff-legged deadlift position. And then from there, we'll load up the knees by bending slightly to generate some power, and then we'll go back like that. And then from here, stay solid and allow the quads to be engaged here, glutes engaged, core engaged, back engaged. And then utilizing the feet here, down at the bottom, go down, back up. And that is the sprawl. So the sprawl, I say that's a beginner level to a burpee, because when you go to do a burpee, you have to get down into this position here first, and then out. A burpee, you add a push-up, obviously, and then you go back up. And that's the beginner's level of a burpee. The sprawl helps you with the burpee because it gets your body used to being in that plank position. Only difference with a burpee and a sprawl, the burpee, you go down into a push-up and back up. So you're generating more upper body activity and recruit more muscle, the triceps, chest, and a little bit down in the forearm area. So, and then the more advanced version of a burpee would be a burpee with a hop. So that would be done the same way. It starts off like the sprawl and the burpee. Only difference here would be once you come back up, you hop up like that. So now you get more activity in your quads, glutes, calves, all that good stuff there. So I think it's a great way to work upper and lower body once you're able to get to that more intermediate kind of variation of the burpee, which is the burpee with the hop. Now you got the full body, got the back, glutes. It's like one of the best exercises you can have out there to train your full body if you wanted to do a quick 5-minute routine to get yourself going, get a good, nice little high intensity interval training workout going in. You got the burpee with the hop, a regular burpee, the sprawl, all different stuff. And the last thing with that, I think the most advanced version of all would be the burpee with the squat jump. So the way you do that, of course, you go down, start the position, everything's the same. Then you come back up, load up, then back down. Back down. So it's advanced because, as you can see, you got to be able to get from here, hop up, then back down. I notice when I come down with my knees. I'm not going to hop and go like this. Hop and then go down, because what that's doing, that's creating a lot of force and trauma in my knees, my hip, my lower back, and it's like an electrical current that travels all the way through my body, and it sends a lot of shock waves through the tissues and everything through the body, and it's not good over time. It may not seem like much when you're doing it, especially if you do a squat jump onto a high area and then go back down. If you go back down, you're going to run into some issues with the knee joints, your hips, ankles. You're just going to end up developing a lot of problems there if you do that. So the injury prevention method would be to go down with the squat when you come down, because it protects your knees, your ankles, hips, lower back, all that good stuff. And you reduce, when you go with gravity instead of going against gravity, you're reducing the amount of force that comes back, ground reaction force that comes back from the ground through the body. So my injury prevention tip right there for you all. And let me show you how all those things would look in front view. Well, yeah. So I'm going to go through them all so you see how they all look in the front view. And that's it. So that's the first exercise there. Have many more on the way, so just stay tuned here. So when the leg switch through, we'll be working the anterior chain of the body mostly. And it will begin just like how you would if you were to get ready to do a sprawl. You just go down, break the hips, allow your hands to be underneath the shoulders, come back solid, activate the glutes, and then from here you got to stay here, but then you got to shift the hips. So what's happening is now you're going to shift weight to more weight over on one arm rather than the other to begin switching the leg through. And then as you do it, the hips turn, the knee bends. So simultaneously what's happening is you're doing this simultaneously. Now if you're having trouble with keeping yourself balanced in that position, I would consider the leg switch through intermediate exercise for those who have trouble with balance. But if you have no trouble with balance and you're good, then it'll probably be beginner level. So it really just depends on where you're at with your body. But if you have trouble, then you want to practice with shifting your weight, and this would be considered the renegade row. Now these are all primal movements that you will find in a primitive functional movement training style. So the renegade row would be something that you would need to do there. If you're having trouble with staying up in the plank position, then you of course have to go to your knees. But if you do that, Don't make it too easy on yourself so that way you can progress later on down the line. Go straight out, extend the body, keep the glutes tight, make the core work so you can strengthen it up, and then do that. And then later on down the line, you'll be able to transfer up here once you get better. You might not be able to do a lot of reps there, but if being able to do some reps, maybe 2 or 3 reps per set is progress. So every little bit matters right there. So let's go ahead and go from there. Let's say we're good, we're able to keep our balance when we go here and then back out. We shift the weight here, bring this knee in, bend the knee first, and then let it go through, and then back over. So there's a lot of work on twisting in the prone plank position right there. So we're twisting and then we're sliding, bending our leg and kicking it through to the side here. So that's that there, and I'll show you how it is on the other side here. And notice how my back foot turns downward as I do it. And then I want to be able to go higher with my leg placement, so let's see if I can do that. There we go. Now I'll show you how that will look from a side angle. And that's how you would do the leg switch through there. Now, an even more advanced version of a leg switch in prone plank position will be the leg switch up. So, I start off prone plank position here, and I'll switch my leg. So what I'll do here, I'll do the same thing, except here, now I want more of a plant. Instead of this here, which that's probably more of a, if you plant, you're able to keep your leg elevated up. So we go here, plant my foot, boom. I want to plant and I'm going to twist all the way up this way. Then back down. So what you will notice is that you're going to place a lot more weight on that one arm when you do a leg switch up, which is why it's more of an advanced exercise than just a normal leg switch through. So you have to develop a little bit of balance there in that area. You might have to develop more strength in your shoulders, more shoulder stability, triceps, and all the muscles around that are supporting calves for that movement. And I'm going to do my left side here. So I'm going to turn, shift my weight comes here, plant. So as you can see down here on my right side, I'm turning this way so you can see. On my right side, I'm planting there. You don't want to go here, then you'll slide, and then there you go. So keep yourself to increase the chances of doing this move successfully, and also to keep yourself safe. You want to plant first, and then go through up. Now when you go up, you'll want, naturally your body is just going to twist you over this way. For one, protect you here, because if this takes too much strain, when you go back this way, you can have impingement in your shoulder here, the left side of the shoulder. So you're going to twist and go up this way, And then from there, you'll go back down, twist, back over, into the other side. Plank, up, and back down. Shift your weight again to one arm. As you turn, you want to have this leg go here, up, over. And of course, the training version, if you can't quite get around or up, the leg switch through will help you, because in that exercise there, you will need to turn and have the leg that way and the leg switch through. And that's, oh, and the last one will be the leg switch up. So when the leg switch up, the mechanics are a little different there. You're going to go here. You're going to start by bringing one foot up as if you were to do Spider-Man climbs like this, which would be a great training version to do the leg switch up. I mean, not leg switch up, leg switch forward. So we'll go here, and then from here, you won't have to worry about balancing yourself because you have this here to keep your balance. You just have to mobilize this shoulder to get you in position to go forward and then back. So as you will feel when you do this exercise, a lot of work on that deltoid muscle on the outside right there. And I'll do the other side for you guys. There we go. And you want to try to keep that core engaged. I noticed you guys seen me earlier. My natural tendency is to do kind of a little bit of a down dog in that, but you don't want to do that. Try to keep yourself try to keep your hips low when you do that, and you'll get more bang for your buck in this exercise because you'll strengthen up your core more. Everything to just get a lot more work. And then if you were to do a down dog and then go through, you can do that if you need to for safety purposes, but you want to try to keep everything low. Try to keep everything low. All right, and that covers it for the leg switch throughs and the leg switch up in the prone plank position. Whew. All right, and this last exercise, I call this the cannonball curl. So with the cannonball curl, I'll show you with the side position first. In the cannonball curl, I like to go here. I'll go up. And it's almost as if you're going to do a tabletop, but you're just holding yourself in a little ball like this. And then from here, the whole goal and objective is to get that core to engage. You're able to activate and get some arms in there. So from here, you're here, hold, and back down. Hold, and back down. And as you go up, try to get that back as straight as possible, because when you do that, you're going to be able to dig deeper into your core. You're going to be able to activate a lot more muscles closer to the spine internally, the transverse abdominis and the rectus abdominis. All of that contract. And when you exhale, you're contracting more. And then in close. And you'll feel your lats engage as you go in, as if you were to do a row. You'll feel your lats engage right there in that area. And then back down. And this is a great beginner's version to a tabletop. So a tabletop, as you would know from Pilates or yoga, would be like this, where you leave your legs up. Now you have to have a little bit more strength because you won't have your arms to hold your legs. You're gonna have to rely on that core to keep you nice and steady. And then the whole goal too is try to get up as high as you can. That's why they call it tabletop. Because you try to get that 90-degree underneath here where the hips and everything is at. And everything just engages with the quads, the hip flexors, all that engages up. And the whole goal is to just keep yourself up without touching anything around you. So, as you know, it's a very intense exercise. It's only intermediate level at that. The more advanced version is the teaser, and that's a very famous move in Pilates, and I would probably believe yoga too as well. So the teaser, it looks like you're forming a V, but you're here, and I try my best to do the teaser as best as I can for you guys. You're here, and you keep it straight, and then you up like this. Woo. And then you do this to make that pretty little V. Oh boy. So yeah, I hope that I did a good job there. I know a lot of yogis and Pilates instructors out there that are advanced that probably would show you better, but that's the teaser though. You keep yourself up and you have everything, and it really fires the entire core, your hips, abdominals, chest, all the way up to here, which is your core. And in yoga and Pilates, I want to say all of this, especially the area in the back area, their powerhouse. I think that's something that they mentioned as a term there. So the core is your powerhouse right in there. So yeah, that's those three there. You got your cannonball, and I'll go through them all briefly with you in the front here. So here we go. 1, 2, tabletop, and then teaser. And that's it. So there's all three of the exercises that I tend to do from time to time in my own training sessions. The primitive functional movement instructor, the first two I learned during my time in a training program as a primitive functional movement instructor, and the other ones I'm currently practicing with yoga and Pilates. So I'm trying to gain as much experience there so I can add more value to you all and give you all more wealth inside internally. So the more we learn and the more skills we obtain and grow, the wealthier we become on the inside. So with all that being said, I hope you all have a wealthy day.